Where the fuck have I been? Well, that's for me to know, and for me to only know.
But that's not important. Today we're gonna talk about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Why? Because that's the big game everyone's going to be talking about. Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the most anticipated game of the year. For one thing, it's a Rockstar game. And, it's an open world cowboy game, so of course a lot of people are super stoked. I've been playing it for the past couple days, and I'm going to tell you my first impressions of the game. But first, let's talk about my little personal history with Red Dead. I never was really into the first game all that much. The reason is because I thought the first game was really fucking boring. The first couple hours of Red Dead are very slow. You're either walking, talking to someone on a horse, wrangling horses, or shooting rabbits. It's very, very uninteresting and very fucking damn boring. So I never really got that far into Red Dead before falling asleep. So yeah, I was not on the hype train for Red Dead 2. When it was announced, I was like, whatever, I don't really care. But the closer the game came out, the more intrigued I was, because I love westerns a lot. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give Red Dead 2 a good chance. A chance to win me over. I'm glad I did, because I am thoroughly enjoying Red Dead 2. But before we talk about all the good things about Red Dead, I'm going to talk about a few things that I don't like about the game, because so many people seem to think this is yet another masterpiece by Rockstar, but I see through their ruse. I am not so blinded by hype. So let's talk about the things I don't like about Red Dead 2. The first most obvious one is the beginning. It's really, really, really fucking slow. It's not as boring as it's not as boring as the first Red Dead, but it's still pretty slow. There's a lot of following characters and just talking to them, and these parts are so boring. For someone like me who just, when they get a new game, I want to play them. I want to get to them and play them. Red Dead 2 doesn't really do that. Red Dead, you have to wait quite a while until you actually get to the game for it to actually open up, for you to actually do fucking anything, really. Second problem I have, your character feels incredibly fucking slow. The theme for this is going to be slowness, apparently. This is not just Red Dead in general. This is basically every single Rockstar game. But the character that you play as, Arthur Morgan, he feels very slow to control. He walks very slowly. He runs kind of slowly. He's slow. He feels like he's constantly walking through waist-high water. I don't know if I'm the only one who believes this, but he doesn't feel good to control. You have to, whenever you turn around or really do anything, you have to wait for his animations to finish. Doesn't really feel that good. In terms of game feel, it feels awful. That's what I'm trying to say. It just feels very slow. Whenever you push any button, either like to search a cabinet or to wrangle a guy or loot anything or change weapons or reload, you have to wait for your character to finish their animations, and it's very slow. It's slow, it's delayed. It doesn't feel good. And it's not just Red Dead. The first Red Dead was also like this. GTA 5 was like this. This is just how Rockstar Games is. That's how they are, and I feel like I'm the only one who believes this. It doesn't ruin the game or anything, but it's something that definitely holds back my enjoyment, at least for the first couple hours. Second problem. There's a lot of horseback riding, which I get. It's a cowboy game. There's going to be horseback riding, which I'm fine with. But there's going to be a lot of horseback riding in this game. You know how people make fun of Far Cry 2 basically being Far Drive 2? That's basically what Red Dead 2 is. It's Red Horse Drive 2. A lot of horse riding, and it's pretty monotonous. You know, riding a horse isn't quite as fun as driving a car, unfortunately. Let's talk about the good things about Red Dead 2. All the things that everyone is saying is good about this game is the exact same things that I'm gonna say. The graphics are fucking monstrously good. Probably the best looking game ever at this point. The writing is very, very good. I wasn't really a fan of GTA 5's writing. That's mostly because I'm not really a big fan of the setting and the characters. It wasn't that it was bad writing, it's just I wasn't really all that interested in all that. Red Dead, however, being a Western, and I fucking love Westerns, I'm automatically more interested in what's going on than anything that happened in GTA 5. The voice acting is very good, the sound design is amazing. The gunplay, it's generic GTA Red Dead 1 gun shooting, and it's not good. It's not bad, but it's not that good. But it's not bad. It's fine. There's a lot of cover, pump out, shoot, cover, shoot, because there's auto aim, and it's, I don't know. I feel like they could have made the combat a little bit more fun, engaging. You know what I'm saying? The best thing about this game is the sheer amount of complexity and detail they put into it. Just, I don't know how many man hours went into this game, but man, I hope all the people that worked on this game got paid very well, because this is, as for someone who doesn't give a shit about open world games, this is without a doubt the best open world game ever. My previous game that I thought was the best open world game was The Witcher 3, but Red Dead 2 destroyed that game in terms of what you can do in detail and complexity and shit. There's a lot you can do in Red Dead 2, and it's pretty fucking cool. Overall, the hours I've been putting into the game, I have been thoroughly enjoying. I was pretty bored as fuck at the beginning, and I wasn't really enjoying it that much, but the more I played it, the more the game grew on me. So I will give it that. Is Red Dead 2 the masterpiece that everyone is saying that it is? I don't think so. I don't think a game can be a masterpiece. I think that's mostly opinionated. Red Dead 2 is not a masterpiece. It's certainly not for everyone. If you're the kind of person who, when they get a game, they immediately want to start playing the game and doesn't want to wait through dialogue or cutscenes or shit like that, they're probably not going to enjoy Red Dead that much. It's a great game. A pretty great game. I would willing to give it, I don't know, a fucking 8, 9 out of 10, maybe. But it's a pretty great game. I really enjoy it. When it comes to replayability, Red Dead 2 doesn't really have any. I can't imagine anyone's going to replay this game, sitting through the first couple hours being bored out their mind again. Can't imagine that ever happening. I mean, for the first time it's tolerable, but the second time it's pretty unbearable. I mean, I love The Last of Us, but playing that game more than once, it's a fucking slog. Because, man, those walking segments really add up. To conclude the video, is Red Dead 2 a good game? Yes. Is it a masterpiece? I don't think so. Is it for is it for everyone? No. It's not for everyone. Is it the best Western game ever? Yes. Is it the best Western game ever? No. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a best Western game. But it is the best Western game ever. That's a fucking stupid joke.